Next.
This is playoff football in Chicago. The cold, the wind, the snow, and these Bear fans wouldn't have it any other way here inside historic Soldier Field. Straight ahead, it's Wildcard weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by their third-year quarterback, former 6th overall selection from Duke. It's Daniel Jones.
And he comes into this wildcard round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
Now Jones. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Micah Parsons. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And good yardage as he gets this one out to about the 23.
No wonder they made the playoffs.
Here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Throwing Jones. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Bears are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, Chicago. Jalen Waddle, 64 yards. And the Bears will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Jackson here is going to look to throw. And that's caught at the 2. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
So pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive. Jones hit, and the ball's out. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Jerry Judy. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the 1st down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. To throw is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's got his target, Harris. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Here's a throw off the scramble, and that's complete out left. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And that should serve as a big warning to this defense. They know now that they have to stick close to these receivers because they have the ability to break games wide open after the catch, and that one wound up in the end zone.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Jones throwing on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown-interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio that should ever be in any discussion.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Jones. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jones. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 33. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercepted. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
Now the man from Kentucky, this is Lynn Bowden. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Lynn Bowden taking it in from the 20. And the Bears continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. And he's got it. They add on more. little salt in the wound. Two-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. And the formula there on the two-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Jackson to return. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. For Jalen Waddle, he was known for his run-after-the-catch ability at Alabama, and he uses that speed to punish the defense here.
And I think this is what the early proponents of the forward pass were thinking about. Get it to a receiver and have him do some work afterwards in order to create the big play we just saw there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Once again, up come the Bears, and they're going for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the 2-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. On second down, McCaffrey. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The Falcons on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Looking to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. With it is Jackson. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right in your...
There he goes, right side. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson, what more can we say at this point? He is a living, breathing highlight reel. And go ahead and tack on that last play to the list of big ones by number 8. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. He's got Smith here. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Jones now on 1st and 10. Open man is Myers. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an
There he goes, left side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Chicago. Jalen Waddle saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Bears continue to pull away here in this first half. The Bears now will again go for 2. They're going to run it with Harris. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure, because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here? Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. That's caught left side by Judy. And he's got some space here. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Under pressure, they got him again. Micah Parsons able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Always so many storylines when you're playing January football. And, Charles, you talk about this offense. Their head coach, it's his first time in charge in the playoffs. And I think you and I were both kind of surprised by his demeanor and specifically his comments and his confidence at the press conference where he really all but guaranteed a victory.
Yeah, I was a little bit taken aback because you don't normally see that. And on one hand, it's like, all right, cool. He feels great about his team. But on the other hand, I don't think it's in his best interest to do that. How many playoff games has he won again, Brandon?
None.
So there's your answer right there. I guess what he was trying to do was fire up his team. But he has to make sure he doesn't fire up the other guys because there have been a lot of coaches who made guarantees that are no longer coaching.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jalen Waddle as the first half is winding down. And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime. Eluding the pressure right. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And running with power here. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Demir Bird in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now on comes the Bears offense as they'll be called in to go for 2. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And now a timeout defensively after that 1st down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we come upon an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've been the better of the 2 teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? this team with the football, they were very confident coming in. And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Now left side on the swing pass. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Mon to the air on 1st and 10. They'll check this one down to Bowden, complete. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Anthony Schwartz. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. There we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to run it with Harris. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now Jones on 3rd down. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones over the middle, complete to Judy. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Off-play action. Jones. And now here is another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And they will score. Pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think he'll get a chance to play before this one is up.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. They go play action here on 1st down. under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jeremy Chin, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. This is McCaffrey on the give. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And my goodness, another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Bears will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates. Because after the first few, you know they're going.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Bears. Jalen Waddle. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Bears get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Once again, up come the Bears, and they're going for 2. They'll try and throw for it. They'll roll him out, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Jones on 1st down. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. And that is incomplete. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a run with McCaffrey. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back now at Soldier Field. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Jones now throwing on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Myers. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. McCaffrey. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
McCaffrey is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. From the gun, Jones. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Blankenship's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, 38 yards. And the Bears continue to pour it on. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. Here's Jackson. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. On 2nd and 10, Jones. He's going to go up top again. And got his man complete. Touchdown Falcons. Jacoby Myers, 66 yards. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to get going again.
And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I counted 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Bulldozes past him. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive 1st down plays. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. From the gun, Jackson. This will be caught. It's Waddle. Touchdown Bears! Jalen Waddle, 32 yards. And the Bears add on. The Bears now will again go for 2. Now it's Jackson. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Jones throw complete there to Smith. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Jones. And he fends him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
This game's bullshit. Where was the illegal contact?
Throwing Jones. Open man is Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back to throw again. That's going to be caught by Judy. A gain of 6 there on first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. They fights him off. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. Touchdown! Rashard Higgins, 40 yards. And the Falcons get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Play action. It's Jackson rolling to his right. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by...
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And that one is his 2nd fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, But now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that?
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. They're pretty darn good.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Now a hit and a loose football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier.